Yeah, hello class. Good evening. And as part of our discussion concerning state regulations, we'll be discussing one of California's important state regulation with respect to recycling. And that law is AB 1826, or mandatory commercial organic recycling, that requires the state to divert 75% of its organic materials from landfill. And this law was signed by the governor in 2014. So at this moment, let us move on and look at where we are now as a state. So currently the state is recycling or diverting about 49% of its waste from the landfill and disposing or keeping about 51% of its waste on the landfill. So that is our situation now as a state. And for projected 2020 tonnage to reach 75% recycling, the state has to be diverting more than 23 millitons of waste from the landfill, in addition to the 37 millitons of waste that is currently being recycled, to be able to achieve the 75% diversion rate. So what will take us to 75%? As noted, to get to 75%, we will need to move more than 20 million tons of material out of the waste stream. And this disposal waste stream consists of about 1/3 organic materials or more. So if we include lumber, so this material type has become a priority. There's also still traditional recyclables in the disposed waste stream, like paper and plastics, and these materials could be diverted, assuming there is a market for it. So where are these additional recovered materials going to go? A significant portion could go overseas or to other states, but Car Recycle preference is to handle these waste in the state of California. And the state also have to build hundreds of new or expanded facilities to take care of these materials. So now let us look at goals and co-benefits of this law. This law is going to ensure that we have a reduced greenhouse gas emission in the state, expand composting and AD facility infrastructure, expand manufacturing from paper, resins, and glass, benefit disadvantaged communities, and some of the co-benefits also include enhanced air and water protection at organic sites, create jobs, millions of jobs in the state, and also in-state biofuel and bioenergy production. Now let us look at AB 1826 requirement and implementation. So for businesses in the state, the following are their requirements. So businesses generating 8 cubic yard of organic waste per week are required to have organic waste recycling by April 2016. And in January 2017, businesses generating 4 cubic yard per week of organics are required to have organic waste recycling. In January 2019, businesses generating 4 cubic yard per week of solid waste are required to have organic waste recycling. And depending on the threshold or the percentage of waste that have been diverted from landfill, the threshold could be reduced to 2 cubic yard of waste. That is going to be a requirement on business. Multifamily complexes are not required to divert food waste. And Car Recycle also recommend actions that is state organic recycling infrastructure. So what must be diverted? The law requires that business arrange for recycling services for the following types of organic waste: food waste, green waste, landscape and pruning waste, non-hazardous wood waste, and full salt paper. And AB 1826 jurisdiction requirements. So by 2016, jurisdictions are required to implement a program by doing education, outreach, and monitoring ensuring that organic recycling program is going on in businesses. And this may include mandatory recycling via policy or ordinance, franchise agreement, contracts requiring materials to go through MEF, and also identify barriers and plan to address these barriers under control of the jurisdiction. And there's also always a rural exemptions. And by August 2017, begin to report in the annual report about the education and outreach programs of the city, including number of regulated business generating organics, number of recycling organics, and if available, tonnages diverted, and facility availabilities and plans to address barriers.